Hello everyone, this is Elizabeth with Scott Leroy Marketing, and welcome to Lead Generate with Facebook ads using Command. Today is July 19th, so if you're viewing the recording after the fact and some features are not the same, that's all right. Keller Williams is always looking to improve Command. Today, I'm going to be working in Mozilla Firefox, but this can also be done within Google Chrome very easily. We're going to start by going to agent.kw.com. That's Command's website. Again, that's agent.kw.com. We'll sign in with our username. Generally something like first initial, last name, maybe a number. It's not case sensitive. Then our password is case sensitive, and then I like to press enter to sign in. All right, so now that we're all signed in, I'm going to click my name at the top right, then click settings. This is where we're going to make sure everything's up and running properly before we begin the actual paid ad campaign. Now you do want to make sure that you have a Facebook account and have a Facebook business page already created prior to doing any of these steps. We do have some tip videos covering those couple of items, but if you have any questions, feel free to contact us and we can help out. So you'll see here in my settings, I already have Facebook connected with the post scheduling and the ads manager. We won't be covering the post scheduling today, but that's basically just scheduling out future posts to your Facebook page. We're going to be working within the Facebook ads manager. And mine does say connected, so it pops up top in the connected apps. So if you're not already connected, you may find it down below. Just scroll to find it. And then just like I have this Twitter post scheduling not connected, you'll see the blue connect account button here on the right. You'll simply connect, sign in, check the box next to your page, and be all set. So you'll want your settings to look just like mine with the connected under the status column. Now you will see that this is the name of your Facebook account. So it should be your personal name. You will not see the name of your business page here. So my business page is actually Elizabeth Cruz with Keller Williams or Elizabeth Cruz Real Estate or something. So what connects to Command is actually just your account. Later on, you'll see where we can choose our page. At this time, you're not going to be able to connect your Instagram account to this settings page, but if you have your Instagram connected to your Facebook, because those are one and the same nowadays, they're owned by the same company, you can post ads to Instagram, and I'll show you that later on as well, but you won't see Instagram as a connection here. If you run into any errors connecting your Facebook account, simply reach out to us and we'll be happy to help. But now that we've covered that, we're going to head over to Campaigns. Campaigns is the little megaphone icon. It's number 7. While you're still learning the names of these applets, though, you can click the red square with the white KW to expand the names of the applets. And again, we're going to campaigns. So this is the campaigns applet. You'll see different tabs along the top, a little welcome showing you what channels are connected, channels being social media accounts. You can also quickly connect more accounts here. You'll see some quick posts down below. These are related to the social posts, to the post scheduling connection that I showed you earlier. And you'll see some tips and training at the bottom. If you already have some paid ads running or completed, you will see another section here showing some analytics. I do not, so that section is not here. But if you've done some in the past, you'll see that above this quick posts. First thing we're going to do though is head to payments. You'll see it in the top right corner next to the blue create campaign button. Once we click that, you'll be taken to the payment information that Command has on file. If you don't have anything yet, yours will look like mine. Otherwise, you'll see a little line item here with all of the information. You'll see your remaining credits as well if you've paused a campaign mid-run and it's refunded you some credits. To add a payment method, simply click the blue letters, blue words on the left-hand side here, and it'll bring up a little embedded pop-up. All fields are required, so fill all of those in and click Add Card. So once you have that card added, if you're watching the recording, you can always pause to enter that and restart when complete. For now, I'm just going to click Create Campaign at the top right, and another little embedded pop-up will come up, and I'm going to select Social Ad, also known as Paid Ad, also known as Sponsored Ad on Facebook. So that's where I'm going to show you, this is what it's actually going to look like. So it's going to, well, that was way too big. There we go. So when you're in your Facebook account and you're just browsing the news feed, you may come across some little tiles that, you're not friends with those people. You'll see right underneath the name, you'll see sponsored, and you can see their description and picture, website, a little button to learn more, etc. So they kind of blend in with all of the other posts that other people make, but they're just sponsored ads, and that's what we're going to be creating today. So Facebook calls them sponsored ads, Command calls them paid ads. So we're going to select the first option. That'll take us to the next step where we'll enter a campaign name. So today I'm going to do a brand awareness, which is, for example, if I've just joined Keller Williams, whether I'm a new licensee or transfer. So I'm just going to name this brand awareness and the date. Max 80 characters. You can change this later. Next, you're going to choose your goal. Again, I'm going to do brand awareness today, but you can apply all of these next steps to any other goal. This can also be changed later. And finally, where will your campaign run? So here's where you'll see my Instagram is connected to my Facebook, so it is an option here. I'm just going to be doing Facebook today since that's the theme of the class. I also have my business Twitter connected to the settings in command. So you can select that if you would like. Next, I'll click Create Campaign. You'll see this little embedded pop-up. This is just making sure that your Market Center logo is cropping correctly. Let's see if it goes away. Nope, it's going to take too long today. So closing out of that embedded pop-up, you'll see that the name and goal are already green checkmarked. So it's all good to go, but if you need to change either of those items, you would just drop this section down to edit. I will also say that this title is not seen anywhere publicly. It's just for you. So feel free to name this whatever you would like. And the ultimate reason to choose the proper goal is just for reporting and analytics by Keller Williams. You can really choose any of them. The only one that's radically different is the advertise multiple listings. It'll give you a few more options for, 3 or 4 listings. But when in doubt, you can always choose other as well. Once this section's good to go, click Save. Again, my goal is brand awareness, so I'm going to skip over this listing section. But if you're doing something like advertise listing or attract listings, you can click this add listing button to pull out KWLS 2.0 to find your listing, which then feeds over pictures, text, a couple of different items there. I have also done previous classes using the advertise listing goal, so feel free to check those out if you would like more details on that goal. Next section is text, so I'm going to click Configure. And you'll see I have 3 fields here, all required because they have that red asterisk. You can use emojis in these. You'll see the little gray smiling face in the bottom right corner. You'll also see the character limits as well. So I'm just going to copy some text I have prepared. And you'll see over on the right how that's going to show up in your paid ad. Now, speaking of the preview on the right, we highly suggest flipping this over to the Facebook preview mobile. This is mainly because a lot of people are viewing Facebook on their phone, like smartphone, iPhone, Android, their cell phone. So this is how it's going to appear to most people. And we find that if it appears perfect here, it will then work for the web feed if people are viewing it on a desktop computer or laptop. Now, these are some phrases you can have for brand awareness. You can put whatever text here you would like, and it's going to show up above the picture. The next field is for headline. So you can have something like contact me today. Again, here's the character limit. Next section is description. I'm also going to copy some text so you don't hear me typing. Again, you can add emojis here. Here's the character limit. Now, at the bottom of this section, you will see, make sure you review the advertising policies for Facebook, and Facebook is blue. And when you hover over it, you'll see that it goes to a website, specifically the website in the bottom left corner. So definitely make sure to click these links and read through all of those articles that Facebook has provided to make sure that your paid ad will be published. Once you're done with all of these fields, you can click Save. Now you will see this preview is showing some dots, so let's remove, let's see if that makes it any better. No, it's got some white boxes, so we'll come back to the preview if necessary. Now that I'm done, I'll click Save and go to the next section, Media. Again, click Configure. It'll drop down. And I'm going to select Media. Let's see, got a couple of questions. We won't be doing another goal today. Today I'm just doing brand awareness. But feel free to check out my other classes in previous months for other goals like advertise listings, attract buyers, even the event awareness, which I like to use for open houses. I've done in previous classes. So feel free to check those out, but the steps are the same. So you can fill in whatever text you'd like, and all of these different sections are going to look the same. All right, so for images, I'm going to go to add images. Again, we're not using choose from listing, but otherwise you can. You can also add video to this. We recommend something pretty short, like 10, 15, 30 seconds or so, just something to catch the consumer's eye. You know, studies have shown that they don't stay on videos too terribly long. So you want to make sure that's short and sweet. You can locate our previous classes on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/ScottLeroy Marketing. And this is what it looks like. Let me drop this in the chat. There you are. Yeah, here's where you'll find all of our previous classes. You'll see the ones titled with new that are the most up-to-date ones. So from here, I have already created a design that I'm going to use for today. So I'm going to click Browse Designs Library. But if you have an image on your computer, you can click this radio button here to upload that. So Browse Designs Library. Let's see, it's been a while since I created it. There's one. So I'm going to just click to select, and it'll load here. Again, I just want to mention the little text that Keller Williams has added. High resolution images work best for social posts and ads. Must be in JPEG or PNG format. Max size 3 megs. Use images with little or no overlaid text to ensure ad delivery. That's probably one of the most common errors we see, is a picture with too much text. I really love this Facebook ads text overlay checker. You can upload your image here and it'll tell you what the percentage of text to picture is. So a little tip for doing a paid ad, use this checker before you publish to ensure that that's not one of the reasons it fails. There's also best practices for images. You can hover and see a few tips here. And that design didn't work. So let me try popping that in again, just to make sure. There we go. And now that I'm here, I will show you, let me preview and crop first. Google Chrome is probably going to be best for paid ads because Firefox is acting a little crazy today. Choose whatever ratio works best for your image, of course. You can do some skewing here, some rotating here, some zooming at the bottom. But once it's good to go, click Save. And you'll see it pop up to the preview. So I'm going to show you where I found this particular design. It's going to be in Designs. So I'm going to right click, open link in New Tab so that I keep my campaign here. And we're going to go to Designs. I'm going to go to Create, Social, because we're doing a paid ad for command. Continue. And for designs, we definitely do recommend Firefox. We've found that it works better with the WeBrand editor. And then click the lead generation header over on the left-hand side to drop down that menu. And then select the iHeartKW. And you'll see a ton of designs here. You can narrow them down by the little bubbles up top. But here is where you'll see the different I'm making a move, new company, same service, all of these here. So I'm just going to close this tab and go back to our campaign. And you'll see the next step is the DBA logo, the Doing Business As, so Market Center logo. Ours at the beginning was taking too long for me. I was being impatient, so it did not load. But if you do not have one, you can also click this link here, this blue text Market Center logos, to be taken to KW Connect. So I'm going to right click, open link in new tab. And go to KW Connect, and you'll be taken right to the logos and branding section. Scroll about a third of the way down to search for your Market Center. You can enter the number or name and download. So pretty simple to get those logos as well. But that's what it's looking for, is the Market Center logo here. So let's see if I can find one really quick. There we go. All right, now that we have that uploaded, you can choose logo position either left or right. I really like the left-hand position because of the way the Keller Williams logos are created. They're left aligned. But you will see that I already have my Market Center logo on the design. So in that case, you can just click this little X here to remove it from the ad itself and just leave it on the design there. Once you're done with this section, click Save, and we'll move on to the next, Facebook settings. Click Configure. And you'll see my account is already filled in here. When in doubt, you can click to drop down that menu and choose your account. Next section is page. So you'll want to click to drop down. Yeah, there it is. Elizabeth Cruz Real Estate with KW Southland Partners. So this is my one and only business page. Now, originally connecting, you can select one or more or all of your business pages if you have them. Because I know some people, have Jamberry, lawn mowing, cleaning company, several different pages. So you can use paid ads within Command to post to any of those pages. I only have the one, so I only show one, but you may see others in your list. So choose whichever page you're working with today, and you'll see that loading. Now, another common error we see is right between that step and this next one. You will need to check out that pop-up that pops up the first time and approve or accept those terms and conditions that Facebook has for posting sponsored ads. If you don't see it, you may have to minimize your screen. I do notice that sometimes it pops up like half on another screen or like outside the screen here. So you'll have to drag it down in order to see the whole thing and accept. But if you're running into that error, you can always contact us and we can help accept those terms so that you can move on to the next step. So next section is destination. You'll see the Facebook lead generation form was automatically selected by default. Keller Williams does recommend this option, as do we. Using this option will collect the leads that click this Learn More button and dump them right into your contacts applet in Command. So one click to get all of your leads into Command. If you would like, you most certainly can use a separate website or even a landing page that you've created in Campaigns. Sorry, that's going to be under Consumer. Although those leads will not be automatically dumped into your contacts applet. You want to be sure you're using the Facebook lead generation form in order to do that. You can then choose the button label. You have a choice of 3: Learn More, Sign Up, and Apply Now. I like the Learn More personally. Next is the website URL. So this is just brand awareness. So I'm just going to enter my KW website and you'll let it load until you see the green check mark. Now, if you were doing the goal attract listings or advertise listing, you may want to put the property specific web address here. So for instance, I'm going to open a new tab, go to my website, search for my website here. Let's just pick a random one. Oh, I knew that wouldn't work. And then once you search, you'll see the listings start to populate on the right-hand side. There's some. All right, so pretend this is our listing. You would click to open, and this at the top is the website you would use. So you could right-click, copy, go back to the campaign, and paste that here, so that once someone fills in the Facebook lead generation form, they're taken straight to the neighborhood page that gives them more details about this property. And last but not least, of course, is the choose landing page. You would click this button to select one of your already created landing pages from your account. Next section is audience. So by default, it's going to show your location with a radius of 20 miles. But you can also use the custom settings by toggling this on simply by clicking, and it'll turn green. And then you'll see more options drop down. A landing page is a single page website, basically. So you'll see here by default, target a custom audience is checked. The other option is target my database. Now, since this is a lead generation class, you may not want to use target my database, as this would just show your ad to people you already know. So we do suggest sticking with a custom audience. You can change your location, the radius, minimum is 15 miles. And next section is expert targeting. So adding interests here will expand your audience to include more people. So you can just simply click the blue words for an embedded pop-up. And you'll see some of the interests alphabetized here. But we suggest using around 10 things like home, homes, homes.com. I think I need to restart my computer because this is taking forever to load today. We also suggest choosing interests like realtor.com or Zillow. Of course, it does help if I type correctly as well. Other interests like real estate, luxury, first time, house hunter, mortgage calculator, things that people would add as their interest. Maybe real estate investing, farm, ranch, land, lot, vacant, commercial. So whoever you're trying to target, and just check those and click save. And you would go back to add more. Now this narrow audience here, if you've ever created a paid ad in the past, this is like the OR function, the include people who match. So it'll show people who have an interest in realtor.com or commercial or land. So it's including all of those people. But if you click this narrow audience, this is similar to the AND function. So you can narrow your audience by simply clicking that button. And let's just choose this advertising here. I will also point out that this estimated audience is global. So this is not how many people are going to be seeing your paid ad. This is a total global count, whereas your ad's going to be specifically, 15 miles of the location provided. So this AND function is going to work like people who match realtor.com and have advertising. So it's going to significantly lower your audience count. So we don't necessarily suggest using that narrow audience function. You can if you would like. For instance, include people who match commercial and also match investing. But that does significantly decrease the amount of people that see your ad. So you may want to stay away from narrowing your audience. Here is another link to a Facebook article to make sure you see the advertising policies. Highly suggest checking that out as well. But once you're done with this section, click Save. Next section is lead settings. I'm going to click Configure. Now, this is actually a new section. So if you haven't created a paid ad in a while, this will be new to you, although it's one of the simpler sections, that's for sure, with only 2 fields. So, new lead settings section. This is going to either auto tag and or assign to smart plans any of the leads that come in off your paid ad. So if a lead comes in, they click the Learn More button, they have the Facebook lead generation form filled out, they go to your website and they're looking at the property, their information was collected and thrown into your contacts in Command. And what this will do, this first section here, is tag that lead with anything you'd like. So you can see once I click, you'll see the entire drop down of my tags that I've already created. You can also create a new tag straight from this box here, specifically for this campaign. So I suggest maybe the same name as the campaign. You can also do, whoops. You can also do Facebook ad JL for just listed and the property address. Click create new tag. I'm going to tag it red because I want to see this. Click add. So you can create one something like that. Click create new tag, choose your color, click add. So pretty simple. If you've ever created a tag before, it works just the same. And of course, when you mistakenly added a tag here, you can click the little X to remove, or the little X on this right-hand side to remove all of them. Next section, Assign to Smart Plans, works in the same way. So you can click to drop down your smart plans here. So if you have a specific one for Facebook ads, or maybe even Keller Williams Monthly Neighborhood Nurture, you can select those and it'll assign it to that smart plan automatically. Now, this also works similar to the trigger event used in smart plans. Feel free to check out our smart plans class for more information on that. But this is a way to make it a one-stop shop to assign to smart plans. So you don't even have to go into the smart plans applet and create that trigger event for your smart plan. You can just have it paid ad, collect the lead, tag it, assign it. Again, you can click the X to remove it here or this X to remove all. Now, unlike the auto tag feature, you can't create a smart plan from here. It must already be created. So check out the Smart Plans applet and the Smart Plans class for more information on how to work all of that. Once this section is complete, click Save, and you'll see the green check. You'll also see duration and budget does already have a green check, but I am creating this paid ad for the first time, so I'm going to click to drop down. And you'll see Keller Williams recommends 10 days in a budget of $1 per day per channel. Now, I will say $1 is the minimum. We do also suggest at least 10 days to give your ad a chance to circulate. And then another little helpful reminder, ads may take up to 24 hours to be reviewed by Facebook before becoming active. So we like to suggest pushing it out just a few days so that it has time to be approved before it starts. We also suggest, for instance, if you were doing the event awareness for an open house this coming weekend, definitely starting your paid ads ahead of time so that it has a chance to circulate around Facebook. So, you could start advertising for an open house happening on the 31st or even into the next month. But once you select your day, you'll see the calendar pop back up and your date selected. And you'll see this is a real-time smart calculation here. So 10 days after the 21st would push it to the 1st. Oh, I'm sorry, 11 days. You'll see it calculated here. But if you would like to extend it even further, you can, and that days will be recalculated. In the next line, you'll see the total campaign budget. Of course, this section is required. It's already started for you as well. So you'll see as I go down, if I dip below the $1 per day, which I'm at 17 days right now, and I'm at $12, the green check will disappear. Because right now it's at 71 cents per day and the required minimum is $1 per day. So you'll see as I toggle back up, $17, 17 days, I now have the green check again because my allotment is $1 per day. So just be aware of that. It will calculate it for you. You just have to toggle through how much you want to spend. So if you wanted to spend $2 a day, you would go up to $34, $2 a day here, etc. Now this would also appear different if you chose more than one channel. Remember, channel being social media account. So at the very beginning, I only chose this to be posted to Facebook, but I could have also chosen Instagram and Twitter for a total of 3 social media accounts. In that case, I would see 3 different lines here, and I could associate the budget with the 3 different accounts. But I only show one here because I just wanted to post it to Facebook. Spending more money would allow more people to view the ad. You will kind of get a reason why the Facebook ad was not approved if you see that failed status, and I'll show you the statuses at the end where you can see that status, and you hover over it, it should give you a reason. There is also a list of common reasons. I've mentioned, the top few today, but there is an answers article that will show you what the other common errors are. And then how much Facebook charges per click. So it doesn't necessarily charge per click, it's per channel per day. So once you're done with this section, you would simply click save. And now that we have all green check marks here, we're paying attention to our preview on the right, making sure it's 100% okay. Now you can either save draft or publish campaign. Now I will say, once you have published, you are not able to edit this, unlike Facebook. The best solution is to pause and then duplicate and then run. And I'll show you that in just a moment. And like I mentioned earlier, you will get a refund if you pause and duplicate and rerun. Whenever you launch a paid ad, the budget that you just set, so for this specific one, $34, is just for this ad only. Again, unlike Facebook, because if you've done any sponsored ads through Facebook, it'll be a little different process. You embed the button link to capture leads in the Facebook settings section and the website URL. If you've ever created a paid ad before, it was also known as a destination URL. But we highly recommend using the Facebook lead gen form to capture leads. And that's also because if the user, the consumer, has their Facebook account set up with their name, first and last, email and phone number, they don't have to enter anything manually. That information will already be pre-filled for them to submit. So it's one less keyboard stroke away from them just being, close it out and forget it type thing. So today I'm just going to click Save Draft. Maybe you want to come back the following day to review with fresh eyes. Are you sure you want to save the campaign as a draft? Always yes. And you'll see this purple guided tour next to that Save Draft. That's basically covering everything we did in today's class. So if you ever need a reminder for future, you can click that guided tour to show you through all of the steps. All right, so it takes you back to the paid ads dashboard. Here is where you'll see a little overview of all of your ads that you've created. You'll see a drop down if you choose more than one channel. Channel, again, being social media account. Like this, for example, I chose the Instagram as well. You'll see quick preview. Here is where you'll see if it's failed. It'll be in failed status. So you would hover over this little status tag here, and I believe it's red if it's failed for the reason it failed. Next, you'll see the duration. So recap on how many days you've selected and what days you've selected. Next, you'll see 3 columns here. Now, I've never published any of my campaigns because mine are just silly little examples. But you'll see CPM, CPC, and CPLC. You'll start to see analytics here once your campaign is running. Now, if you forget anything I say going forward, you can click this little eye in a circle off to the right-hand side about the middle of the page for a quick little dictionary on what these all mean. So CPM stands for cost per milli, milli being 1,000. So cost per 1,000 impressions. So this is the number of impressions. Well, it's the amount spent on your campaign divided by the number of impressions multiplied by 1,000. CPC is cost per click. That's calculated by your total amount spent. So for my example, $34 divided by the number of link clicks. So how many people clicked on my ad, on my link. And then, in my opinion, the most important one, the CPLC, cost per lead captured. This is taking your total amount, in my case, $34, divided by the number of leads captured. And speaking of leads captured, you'll see once my campaign is running and has a CPLC number here, right underneath it will be blue text. It'll say 1 lead, 2 lead, 3 leads, 4 leads, etc. If you click that, that will take you to the leads collected specifically for this ad and show you all of their contact information within your database. So that is where you would find your leads and make sure, they're all coming in with the auto tags. You can then find them in your contacts applet to make sure they're all being assigned to the smart plans, etc. Of course, last but not least, there's the spend column. So how much money has been spent on your ad. It'll be a running total. So on the first day, second day, third day, etc. Your goal. And then this 3 dots on the right-hand side is where you can find the edit if it's in draft status, or pause if it's already published, and then duplicate. And there will be 2 options, either duplicate and run or duplicate and customize. I always suggest using the duplicate and customize so you can look through those settings again and make sure everything's up to par. And of course, archive campaign if you don't want to see it here on your dashboard any longer. Few other notes: if you are making an ad on Facebook not using command, like if you have done this before command was around, you'll notice the ad will be approved within just a couple of minutes. Through command, though, it's going to take within 24 hours just because it goes through command and then to Facebook. Again, once it's live, you cannot edit. You want to pause and then duplicate. But you will get a refund for that ad. Your remaining credits here will come back to your account. Yeah, when a lead comes in, you will also see it in the little notification bell at the top right. I want to leave you with this article here, and let me copy it and paste it in the chat. Article created by Keller Williams Support with just a few things to get you up and going, like creating a Facebook page, making sure your account is set up with 2-factor authentication. Making sure you're an admin of your account. So just a few things that you want to make sure before creating a paid ad. I also wanted to show you our YouTube channel. As I mentioned earlier, this is where you can find all of our previously recorded classes and even short and sweet tip videos. And that's just simply youtube.com/Scott Leroy Marketing. And last but not least, our website, scottleroymarketing.com, is where you can find not only everything that we cover and today's class, but also our contact information. So if you have any questions about Facebook ads or anything else within command, feel free to contact us and we'll be happy to help. But that's it for class today. Thank you for joining and hope you have a wonderful day.